Good afternoon. Big thanks for joining us on the news on the hour on Independent Television. I am Philip Omo-Gyukpo. Ogun and Lagos State government says heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua and another passenger are stable after comprehensive clinical assessments conducted on them at a Lagos medical facility. This was contained in a statement jointly signed by the special advisor to the governor of Ogun State on Information and Strategy, Kayode Akinlade, and the Lagos State Commissioner for Information, Gbenga Motosho. The SUV transporting Joshua was said to have collided with a stationary truck at around 11 a.m. along the heavily trafficked Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, which led to the deaths of 2 persons. A video of the incident shows the 35-year-old former heavyweight champion being rescued from the wrecked vehicle, appearing to have suffered injuries. In a statement, the Federal Road Safety Corps attributed the accident to overspeeding and wrongful overtaking. Both governments extended their deepest sympathies to the families of those who lost their lives in this tragic incident and pray that Almighty God grants them the strength to bear the difficult loss. 7 journalists have died in a road accident in Gombe State. The accident involved a Nigerian Union of Journalists bus conveying them from a colleague's wedding in Katungo local government area of the state. The bus's tire burst on the return journey around Kumo town in Ako local government area, Gombe State, causing the vehicle to spiral out of control and veer off into adjoining bushes. The Federal Safety Corps Gombe Sector Commander Samson Kaura and the Government House Director General Press and Media Affairs Ismaila Misili confirmed the death toll of 7 persons, with 4 others sustaining various degrees of injury. The bodies have been moved to a morgue in Gombe, while those injured have been rushed to the hospital and are currently receiving treatment. Governor Inuwa Yahaya has since issued a condolence message to the families of the deceased through Misili and wished those receiving treatment a quick recovery. The Kebbi State Police Command has confirmed that 8 persons were killed following coordinated attacks by gunmen on Kaiwa, Gelawu, and Gebel villages in Shanga local government area of the state. The attacks, which occurred without warning, reportedly triggered widespread panic and forced many residents to flee to neighboring communities and nearby bushes for safety. Confirming the incident, the spokesperson of the Kebbi State Police Command, Bashir Usman, said 7 people died during the attacks, while another victim later succumbed to injuries while receiving treatment. He added that 1 injured person is currently responding to medical care. According to Usman, security agencies have launched coordinated operations across the affected areas with intensified patrols and surveillance aimed at preventing further attacks. Residents described the attacks as devastating, saying the communities had not experienced such violence in many years. Meanwhile, the Nigerian military is monitoring Boko Haram and Islamic State for West African province fighters who are fleeing their hideouts following the recent United States airstrikes. U.S. President Donald Trump announced on Christmas Day that the American military conducted later strikes against Islamic State targets in northwestern Nigeria. The federal government confirmed the operation, describing it as part of ongoing counter-terrorism cooperation. Following the strikes, there were reports of movement by armed groups into other areas. Community leaders in Tangaza, Gudu, and parts of Ilela in Sokoto State, who spoke on condition of anonymity, said suspected bandits were seen moving in smaller groups towards remote forest corridors, while others were believed to be attempting to cross into neighboring border communities. However, senior military officials said intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance operations were ongoing to monitor the situation. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mr. Nyesom Wike, has attacked Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State for saying that he promised to hold the People's Democratic Party for President Bola Tinubu. Wike, who denied the allegation, also took on his successor, Governor Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State, noting that his defection from the PDP to the All Progressives Congress came later without any established political structure to support his new party. At a media interaction in Ibadan last Tuesday, Makinde said his relationship with Wike collapsed after the former Rivers State governor made what he described as unsolicited declaration during a meeting with President Tinubu. But Wike, who spoke yesterday during his end-of-year media chat in Port Harcourt, noted that the meeting had nothing to do with the PDP, but was meant to show support for Tinubu's leadership and assure him of continued support. Wike further alleged that Makinde was displeased because Tinubu did not approve his nominee for ministerial appointment. The Ekiti State Amotekun Corps has arrested a 20-year-old man, Dari Omoya Jowo, over the alleged rape of a 14-year-old girl who is deaf and dumb. The head of the Communications Department of the Corps, Adeleye Adewale, in a statement made available in Ado-Ekiti on Monday, says that the suspect allegedly committed the offense at Are-Ekiti last Friday. Adewale said the suspect was arrested by Amotekun operatives in the area following a report by the suspect's mother, who revealed her daughter was mercilessly raped by the man to the extent of staining her body with seminal fluids after having carnal knowledge of her. Upon interrogation, the suspect confessed to the alleged crime, revealing that the raping act was successfully carried out in his own apartment after luring her into his room via body language and gesticulation. Adewale said that the Amotekun Corps had transferred the suspect to the Rapid Response Squad of Ekiti State Police Command in Ado-Ekiti for further investigation and necessary action. The assault and public humiliation of scholar, actor, and cultural advocate Dr. Pedro Obaseki by hoodlums in Benin City, Edo State, has sparked nationwide condemnation, raising fresh concerns over security lapses and respect for the rule of law. Dr. Pedro Obaseki was abducted on Sunday while playing football at Uwa Primary School, Igbesama Street, following allegations that he used an inappropriate traditional salutation. Jolado Joe has details.
What was meant to be a moment of relaxation turned traumatic for Dr. Pedro Obaseki, who was attacked and abducted by hoodlums while playing football at Uwa Primary School in Benin City. In a video released after the incident, Dr. Obaseki narrated how he was accused of using a wrong traditional salutation at an event in London. He said he was beaten, stripped naked, and dragged through several streets in Benin City, where he was forced to plead for his life. He described the experience as deeply traumatizing.
The allegation was that I said Edo Ratokbe, meaning may Edo people live long, instead of me saying Oba Ratokbe, may Oba live long. I have absolutely no altercation with the palace. I've been a purveyor of the culture of my people. I was basically abducted by hoodlums. So I'm going to press charges. I'm going to seek legal recompense. I don't understand. My children are traumatized, my family.
In reaction, human rights organizations, including Amnesty International, alongside the Benin Summit Group and legal practitioners in Benin City, condemned the assault, describing it as unlawful and a gross violation of human dignity. They called for the immediate arrest and prosecution of those responsible.
What's happened in that video is totally condemnable. Before you know, Edo State will turn to Togri. Whoever is found wanting should be charged to court. Nobody's above the law.
It is alarming that there was no single policeman who could have come to the rescue of Dr. Pedro Obaseki. We envisage that security should be visible. It checks crime.
A constitutional lawyer and human rights activist based in Warri, Barrister Kesley Omoirabo, described the incident as a national disgrace, urging authorities to carry out a thorough investigation to ensure justice for the victim.
He has the fundamental right of freedom of speech. You beat him up, street him naked, drag him in the street. For what? Those boys must be arrested. Dealt with.
A Lagos resident, Pastor Oshodi, condemned the barbaric and unlawful conduct of the hoodlums.
That is a father of children. He has family who watch that thing. But what are these people trying to insinuate in Edo State? Where are these people returning us to? I'm so bitter as I'm with you now because I don't know how to express it.
Ahmed Tijani, a resident of Abuja, also condemned the act in strong terms, calling on the Nigerian police force to track down and prosecute the perpetrators.
I never expected that a thing like this would happen to someone like Dr. Don Pedro Obaseki. We cannot allow that to happen. And if the police truly wants to do their job, it will not take a rocket science because the faces of those persons are known.
With Nigerians across the country demanding justice for Dr. Pedro Obaseki, attention now turns to law enforcement agencies to ensure that those responsible are identified and brought to justice, reinforcing the principle that the rule of law must remain supreme. Jola Diojo, ITV News.
Parents have been urged to instill the values of integrity and upright living in their children, drawing inspiration from the exemplary legacy of their forebears. This call was made during a Thanksgiving service held at Jesus Bridge Ministry, popularly known as Jubilee City, to mark the 188th remembrance of late Yase Noeme Odia of the Benin Kingdom. Joy Obai Shagbon has the rest of it.
The Iyaseno Emodia Family Thanksgiving service attracted family members, friends, and well-wishers from within and outside Nigeria. Among the dignitaries in attendance was the chairman of Independent Television and Radio, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawa Ogbinedi on the Esama of Benin. In his sermon, Reverend Collins Edebi admonished parents to acknowledge God as their Almighty Father and to deliberately guide their children along the path of righteousness and godly values.
This morning, I came to ask you, who are you? Being a descendant of Iyaseno has given us pride.
The service was enlivened with soul-lifting songs from the church choir as family members danced joyfully to the altar in thanksgiving to God for the gift of life and enduring legacy of their patriarch. Some family members and friends, including the lead pastor, Bishop Dr. Eddie Omowi Okundaye, and the Esama of Benin, expressed gratitude to God for the success of the Thanksgiving service and prayed for continued unity and progress in the family.
I thank Bishop Omowi Okundaye and Pastor Zeyamu, who started this thing in a joking manner and became a successful worldwide. May God bless them.
Thanksgiving to him. For the past 188 years, the Lord God has sustained us, has preserved us, has showered His chosen blessings upon us. We've been moving from glory to glory.
Well, we give God thanks and honor for being able to be part of this family reunion and remembrance.
God is doing a great thing in this family. He's making great men and women to spring up in this family. We thank God for that.
I came from Canada, at least to do this because even we now know ourselves. Some people you've not seen before, even people you don't even know that it's your family. You now say, oh, we are saying no, we are saying so.
From Benin, Joy Obaisiabon, ITV News.
Now talking sports, where hosts Morocco cruised to victory over Zambia to secure top spot in Group A of the Africa Cup of Nations as they welcomed back captain Achraf Hakimi from injury. The Atlas Lions started with intent in Rabat, and Ayoub El Kabi headed them in front in the 9th minute from a short corner routine. Brahim Diaz made it 2-0 midway through the half, slotting in Abde Zarzuli's low cross from the center of the box for his third goal of the finals. Kabi netted a brilliant bicycle kick 5 minutes into the second half to make it 3-0 with a goal ruled offside after a check by the video assistant referee. Morocco, chasing their first AFCON title since 1976, had the luxury of introducing influential Paris Saint-Germain right back Hakimi just after the hour mark, following nearly 2 months on the sidelines with an ankle problem. In another Group A encounter, Mali booked their place in the last 16 of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations after a hard-fought but lackluster goalless encounter with Comoros in Casablanca. And that's it. Only news round for this time. Thanks for watching. I am Philip Omo Gupon. Good afternoon.
ITV, certainly the best.